Semen retention, the ultimate tips. As anyone who has attempted to break a bad habit knows, setbacks are inevitable. You may be going along smoothly for a while, only to have a slip-up that derails your progress. When it comes to quitting pornography and masturbating, this is often referred to as a relapse. While it can be disheartening to have a relapse, it's important to remember it's not the end of the road. In fact, many people who have successfully quit Nofap say that their relapses were pivotal moments in their journey. Why? Because each time they had a relapse, they learned something new about themselves and what triggered their urges. As they became more self-aware, they could better avoid future relapses. So if you find yourself struggling after a setback, take heart. It's an opportunity to learn and grow and bring you one step closer to your goal. And we all know that fapping is as yummy as a delicious meal. But would it be possible to eat food meant for dogs? Do you think it's possible to eat things that come from a dog? Absolutely, but what's the point? It's not in your brain's nature to do that. For me, it's the same as when I masturbate. I don't intend to spend the rest of my life fapping because my brain no longer has the neural pathways or software to process it naturally. I suppose I could, but if your mind's already set, there's no point. Let's make sure you guys know what you're doing before I list instructions. In its purest form, neuroplasticity entails overcoming addiction or altering behavior patterns. Alright, it's just a fancy form of changing our brain's function. Okay, let me finish. If you always eat lunch at 3 o'clock, no matter what time it is, your brain and body will start sending hunger signals, or at least impulses, to eat lunch at the same time every day. Neuroplasticity has allowed you to create a chronic loop in your brain. We must remember that neuroplasticity makes our brains capable of shaping and altering our actions. Our routines of washing our bodies, brushing our teeth, walking and talking have become hardwired into our neurological systems and, by extension, our DNA, and profoundly impact the quality of our lives. While it's great that our minds can create beneficial routines that make our lives easier, it can also develop harmful habits. In conclusion, neuroplasticity results from a three-step process that alters neurochemistry. First, we can change our actions and habits by gradually influencing our brain's function. This is because many people think they should be able to stop doing something or be angry at themselves that they can immediately change a bad habit. However, your brain has been programmed and trained to act in these particular patterns over the years. So take it easy on yourself, and don't beat yourself up if you're having trouble breaking a long-standing practice of behavior. First, I want everyone to switch from fapping porn videos to fapping images, which is what we're doing these days instead of watching videos. You're giving your brain a dose of dopamine it can use. Honestly, what we're doing here is the cure for drug and alcohol dependency. It's not about never drinking or smoking again. Instead, it's about gradually reducing your intake of alcohol beverages and tobacco products. Then, as with the previous transition from moving images to stills, you can complete the scene. I'm referring to the second phase as looking at every Instagram photo again. You're free to use whatever social media you like, but remember that we're not engaging with them anymore. Facebook, Instagram. I'm saying Instagram. You guys are young, so go for all photos, all accounts. Do anything you want as long as it's on the app. Just one account. One incredibly significant image. We're back at square one, slowly retaining our brains to function without these stimulants. Is it getting clearer? One way to increase your chances of success is to set realistic Nofap goals. Instead of trying to go cold turkey, start by planning to go without pornography or masturbation for 1 week. If you can stick to your plan for that whole week, gradually increase the amount of time you go without engaging in these activities. Remember to be patient with yourself and give yourself credit for every day you can resist the urge to view pornography or masturbate. With time and perseverance, you can reach your Nofap goals. If you try to get past these stages, you're likely going to fail and have to start from the beginning. So it's okay that you're watching pornography. Just like it was for the prior two guys, all that matters is that you get back on that horse and try again. It doesn't matter if you fail 2 or 3 times. What matters is that we start over. Another note, finishing each stage usually takes between 1 and 3 weeks. Once you've won the battle against even one account, you'll be ready to go to the next phase of recovery from porn masturbation, etc. For starters, you won't need to waste time fumbling around. Of course, you'll still experience some fap urges, but they'll be minimal enough to master them. You, my buddy, have neuroplasticity in its purest form. Merely perform, formed, created, done neuroplasticity. This is because the allure isn't that potent at the time, so you change the chemical makeup of your brain, and I'll explain why. I haven't masturbated in almost 3 years, and it's not because I'm some Superman. I've done what I'm telling you guys to do here. The best part, though, is that my brain is now formulated and programmed to not do it, not to look at the websites, not to think about fapping or masturbating. Even I find that to be a bit of a strange sensation. If you fail, get back up again, and this time with a better plan. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to quitting pornography and masturbation, but some general principles can help you develop a plan of action that works for you. The first step is to get clear on why you quit. What are your motivations? What benefits do you hope to achieve? Once you've established your reasons for giving up pornography, staying committed to your goal will be that much easier. Next, take some time to educate yourself about the risks and harms associated with pornography and masturbation. There's a lot of misinformation out there, so it's important to arm yourself with accurate information. This will help you understand the gravity of the situation and give you the motivation you need to stick with your plan. Develop a concrete plan for quitting. This may involve setting up accountability measures, such as telling a trusted friend or family member about your goals or downloading filtered software to block access to pornographic websites. It's also important to have a support system when cravings strike. For example, consider joining a forum or online community for people trying to quit pornography, or reach out to a therapist who can help you manage any underlying issues that may be fueling your addiction. Making these changes won't be easy, but if you're committed to breaking free from fapping, they'll make all the difference. We're going to go back to the initial idea. I tell my friends that it's like trying to explain to your brain that eating dog feces is okay. Because yes, you could, but why would you want to? The same can be said of myself and masturbation. The act has become so alien to me that I have no intention of continuing to engage in it for the rest of my life. Of course, it's not like I can't do it again, but if your brain's already wired that way, it's kind of like, what's the point? Also, another important note is to remember what makes you trigger. A trigger can cause you to relapse on your Nofap journey. It can be a person, place, thing, or memory. If you're unaware of your triggers, you're at a higher risk of relapse. This is why it's essential to take some time to identify those triggers. Once you know them, you can start to work on avoiding them. This may mean changing your routine, avoiding certain places or people, or even addressing the underlying issues causing you to crave pornography or masturbation. Whatever it takes, identifying and avoiding your triggers is an essential part of staying on track in your Nofap journey. The only way I could completely stop fapping was to practice what I preach. You can always revert to your previous motivations if you fail. Others also keep documentation of their journey. This can help you keep track of your progress, see patterns in your behavior, and identify triggers that may lead to a relapse. Additionally, Nofap documentation can be a helpful tool for accountability. By sharing your journey with others, you can gain support and motivation to stay on track. So if you're struggling with addiction, consider keeping a Nofap documentation. It also serves as a reminder of why you started in the first place. I recommend including the things like your purpose, what you expect, what your message is to your future self when he relapses, and many more. It could be just what you need to get back on track. Still, ultimately, it's more important that you understand the steps, then continuing onwards and upwards from that point on. I often see men try to go from black to white, from A to Z, only to find themselves back again despite their best efforts. When it comes to trying to break a pornography addiction, it's important to start small and gradually increase the difficulty. Just as a beginner weightlifter wouldn't try to lift double their average weight on the first set of bench presses, someone trying to break their addiction shouldn't just go cold turkey from day one. Instead, start by ensuring you don't have any pornographic material in your house or computer. Then progress to only looking at it for a few minutes a day, and then gradually drop it down. It'll take some time and effort, but if you're patient and consistent, you'll be able to overcome your addictive tendencies. Everyone had to start somewhere. The key is to just keep showing up and putting in the work. Over time, you'll get stronger and more confident. You'll learn new exercises and techniques, and eventually, you'll be the one helping others who are just starting. Trying to give up pornography and masturbation can be a daunting task. After all, these habits can be highly addictive and difficult to break. But it's essential to remember that success is possible. Nofap has a lot of benefits, but there is a dark side that you need to be aware of. In the next video, I'm going to share the 3 biggest dangers of Nofap and how to avoid them.